Jer,
Yes.
we started the video.
Okay.
The 5 things that guitar players do that annoy keyboard players. Is that the concept?
That sounds like a good concept.
Okay.
I'm Jeremy, and I am here with my friend Sam Gutman.
I'm Sam Gutman.
We go way back, playing in bands and running music festivals and all sorts of stuff.
Number 1 is overplay, but I feel like we should kind of define what overplay means. I don't think it's the case that guitar players are more likely to overplay than other instruments, but when guitar players do it, I think it's worse.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
One of the reasons is that the guitar is simply an instrument that kind of cuts more.
Okay.
And you're more likely to be going through something like a tube amp that just has like a big, sharp tone.
Right.
So if you're too loud and if you're overplaying, it's going to be worse sometimes than other instruments.
Especially from the perspective of a keyboard player, because the guitar and the keyboard tend to occupy the same frequency range. So if a guitar player is overplaying, the keyboard player is going to notice, and they're going to have to pull back in order to make space for you. Yeah.
But also, like, what is overplaying exactly? One of the things that just comes to mind from my personal experience is like a guitar player might comp too much or too busily while I'm taking a solo.
Yeah.
So that's like one example, but like what are some other examples of what overplaying means?
So I think broadly it means that if some other element is supposed to be the focus, you're pulling attention from it, right? So from your perspective, again, as a keyboard player, you're thinking when I'm soloing, if the guitar player is playing too much, that would be overplaying. But to the same effect, if there's a lead vocal happening and the listener in the audience can't really groove with it because they keep getting distracted by what the guitar player is doing, I would say that's overplaying.
Yeah. So guitar players, chill out, make some room. We have feelings too, okay? I'm actually going to go to number 5 next because it kind of goes right into it. There are times where, let's say it's a cover gig, and there's like a melody that is like, it's a keyboard doing the melody on the recording, but the guitar player, or sometimes horn players too, will do this. They'll like jump on that melody. Like, oh, it's a thing that's happening. Let's all jump on it. But from the keyboard player's perspective, it's like, this is like one of the few moments where it's like my moment and everybody's kind of coming in and taking it. An example might be, and this is just like, this didn't like actually happen, but it's just a song I can think of with a prominent keyboard melody. Take On Me by Aha. The da-da-da-da-da-da-da, that thing. That's a synth. But if you play it on a cover gig, horn players are jumping on it, guitar players are jumping on it. Everybody's like, oh, it's the melody. Let me jump on it. But me, like, I spent time getting the right tone, learning that part, and I don't have as many moments in the show that are like my moment. So when everybody's jumping on it, it feels away.
It's tempting. It's tempting to do that. I mean, I could forgive a guitar player for wanting that for wanting to take part in that melody.
Yeah.
But I suppose you also want support. Like, you want to be able to play the melody and have it like sit on top of a groove. Maybe you need that rhythm guitar part. And when it goes away, not only are you being masked, that's kind of, I think, an important concept, masking, right? Like, if two different instruments are playing something in the same frequency range, they will mask each other. Like, it'll become harder for the ear to tell the difference between one or the other, right? But besides masking it, it's also like you might want a more sturdy foundation, and the guitar player is not there to give it to you.
Right. Okay, so now let's get into some stuff where the guitar players are likely to step into the sonic territory of keyboard players. And I don't mean the frequency range. We're already kind of occupying the same frequency range. I mean things that are kind of keyboard and synth-esque that guitar players think it's really cool to do, but it's not really cool to do. So don't do them. Number 1 is freeze pedals. You're guilty of this. You used to mess with freeze pedals.
But I did it in a band that didn't have a keyboard. I never brought it into our band, really.
You had it for a bit.
It was there, but I tried not to touch it too much.
Yeah, well, thanks. So as a sound designer and as somebody who is likely to spend a long time lovingly crafting a sound that is going to have a long sustain to it, when a guitar player comes along and just hits a chord and then hits the freeze pedal and then it's just like a guitar chord sustained, to me, it's like, I can do synth pads, Thank you very much.
Yeah.
B, it's like, this is sort of like a synth pad, but just worse.
It's definitely worse.
Yeah.
For sure.
A sound that is just going to sustain, like, I think it needs some kind of evolution to it. Maybe it's like a slight warble in the pitch, or maybe it's like a slow filtering kind of thing. Some kind of evolution to it. But I definitely don't just want to hear a guitar chord frozen in time with, it's just, to me, it sounds like something a keyboard could do, but worse.
That has to do with, again, like knowing your lane. The reason why I got it was for this band that was guitar, bass, drums, and hand pan. And I wanted to be able to do like synth pad kind of stuff because we didn't have anyone to do it. But yeah, it's true. Like an actual synth just does a better job. So if we know that's your lane and then I can stay in my lane. In Hawaii, I'm playing a lot of reggae music. And one thing I found really interesting and fun about reggae music is people have really well-defined lanes. Like I've seen bands that have 2 keyboard players and 2 guitarists on top of a bass player, drummer, and lead vocalist. But it works so well because one keyboard player is doing the bubble skank the whole time. So they're just going boop, bap, boop, boop, bap, boop, the entire show. The other keyboard player is doing nothing but special effects and horn parts.
That sounds like a mains and aux situation.
Right. And then one guitar player is just doing rhythm. He's just doing the skank, just going bap, bap the entire show. And then the other guitar player is just single note lead lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those conversations about lanes can be difficult and sensitive in bands. And it sounds like in the styles of music that you're playing on Maui, it's very, very defined. But often enough, it's not very defined. And these, like, you're stepping on me kinds of conversations can be difficult and sensitive to have with bandmates.
I would say if you're playing with a group of people that you've never played with before and you're about to do like a one-off gig with no rehearsal, if you can establish who's supposed to be in what lane, that will help greatly to not annoy each other.
Right. The next similar thing, even worse though, synth pedals. Bane of my existence. So also as a sound designer, I'm very sensitive to the nuances of synth tones. And a synth pedal kind of just generally emulates a synth. So for instrumentalists that aren't as tapped into the nuances of what synths sound like and the broad range of things that they can do, they'll plug their instrument into a synth pedal and be like, oh, cool, it sounds like a synth. But to the synth player in the band, I'm thinking, that sounds like the worst synth tone I've ever heard. So, yeah.
And also I have one right in front of me, so like, why would you even do that?
Right. Also, why?
But it all does go back to like what lane are we in and how are we negotiating that? Like, for example, again, in a reggae context, I might have a keyboard player who's locked in on the bubble skank. On the record, there was a horn section. And live, we don't have a horn section. Right. So who's going to play the line? It's like either the keyboard player is going to have to stop with their fundamental rhythm part to do the synth, or maybe I can do it. So, but that's just a matter of who's in the band, what are their capabilities, what are their preferences. But I think a lot of this has to do with courtesy.
It's a lane thing, but it's a tone thing too. Like I want to hear it sound good, not just sound like a synth.
So you might rather be like, all right, guitar player, if you're going to play that melody, which is fine for you to play, just like get a cool guitar tone that sounds like a guitar because your synth pedal sounds bad.
Sure.
Yeah.
And conversely, like if I was like, oh, like that guitar part on the record, like I'll handle that. I'll pull up a guitar sound. Like you'd probably be like, oh, great. You're probably about to pull up the stupidest guitar sound I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Last thing. Oh man, I don't know how much you follow like guitar YouTube. You like maybe you do.
Extent, yeah.
What's up with like all of guitar YouTube being completely consumed with like calling each other out for miming and being fake and having whole channels dedicated to people just tearing each other down?
So
we don't do that in SynthTube.
No,
we
you
really don't. Not
what
like
about
that.
Your video synth influencers are lying to you?
That's different. That's not about miming and stuff.
Okay.
And okay. But listen, it's completely different, all right?
It's for the clicks is why.
It's completely
the same
different.
reason why you did it. So the fifth thing that guitar players do that's annoying is talk a lot of shit, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I will say guitar players tend to be more competitive with each other compared to other instruments that I've seen. Like drummers, I've seen drummers, there's a lot of camaraderie there. There can be a lot of competitiveness between guitar players. Why is that? Is it like the egos of people that tend to play guitar are just like more bigger and toxic?
Possibly. Yeah, that could be the case. Like people are drawn to the instruments that they are drawn to for like fundamental reasons sometimes that have to do with their personality.
I think there's been a history and culture of competitiveness within guitar. Wasn't there like beef between like Eddie Van Halen and Randy Rhoads or something, or like they didn't want to like Randy Rhoads like, you have to cut away from me when I do the tapping because I can't have anyone see my tapping technique. Or I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I could be spreading lies,
Yeah.
but I think there's a culture of competitiveness in guitar playing, and I think there's also a culture of talking shit gets a lot of clicks on the internet, and maybe this is just the convergence of those two things.
Probably. Guitar Tube is bigger. Maybe that has something to do with it. There's just like more clicks to be fought over.
Yeah. I mean,
I
I'm
don't
trying
know.
to start a guitar YouTube channel right now, and it's in its very infancy, and I definitely have like seen, I'm like, oh, this guy blew up fast just by talking shit constantly.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
so it's tempting.
Are there any other YouTubers who you would call out and tear down if given the chance?
No, because I mean, I've enjoyed hearing some shit talking, and I can't remember the guy's name anyway. So
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. When I see that as like a means to grow on YouTube, I just find it very, very distasteful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you might find me distasteful in the future. We'll see.
I don't
We'll
see
see
you
if I jump on
don't-
that
I don't
trend.
see you going that route. Anyway, those are the 5 things that guitar players do that really annoy keyboard players. So be nice to your resident local keyboard player. Don't use freeze pedals. Don't use synth pedals. We've got it handled.
Thank you, Sam. This is Sam Gutman. He's got a really baby infant YouTube channel compared to mine, so I'm trying to send all my subscribers over to him. He really needs my help.
Yes.
Thank you for letting me use your studio for this and other videos while I'm
Of
here in New
course.
Jersey.